calendar's a ledger on the kitchen wall, marking off the seasons, watching autumn fall. We're masters of the good morning and the hour's work, avoiding every corner where the shadows lurk. I bought the groceries for a house of 4, but I'm already halfway out the kitchen door. We're just 2 roommates sharing a mortgage payment in a life that's become a temporary arrangement. We're living on borrowed time, and the interest is due. I'm counting down the months till I can stop being us and just be you. 18 years of silence, 3 more to go, until the graduation cap is ready for the throw. We keep the peace for the sake of the names on the lease, but every day we stay, the debts just increase. Yeah, we're living on borrowed time, and the interest is due. You sleep on the left, I'm on the edge of the right, an invisible ocean in the middle of the night. We're waiting for the milestone, the finish line tape, a polite pre-plan and quiet escape. The kids don't see the ledger or the price that we pay for the happy home theater we put on every day. But my heart is a bank that's been empty for years, collecting the tax of 1,000 dry tears. Is it a sacrifice or just a long-term life, watching the best years of our lives pass us by? They say time is money, but I'd give it all back to not have to hide every single soul-deep crack. The clock on the mantle is the only thing that speaks through the weeks and the months and the slow motion leaks. Interest is due. I'm counting down the months till I can stop being us and just be you. 18 years of silence, 3 more to go, until the graduation cap is ready for the throw. We keep the peace for the sake of the names on the lease, but every day we stay, the debts just increase. And the interest is due. Only 600 days, only 20 more months. Just keep the porch light on until they're gone. The bills on the table, the interest is due. built a house on solid ground, a fortress for the love we thought we'd found. 5 years ago I had that key, and you were every dream I wanted you to be. We had the map, we had the plan, we swore we'd make it to the promised land. But while we were building, the foundation changed, and the blueprints for us became estranged. You're the right person, baby, but it's the wrong time. I'm just doing my own version of a different climb. You're everything I wanted in 21, but the person who wanted that is already gone. No villain in the story, no easy alibi, just two good people standing here saying goodbye. We're the wrong version of right, a perfectly sad design. Now I need the wind. You settle for the safety where my journey begins. You like the quiet evenings, I need the noise and rush. I'm carving out a future while you're settling the dust. We grew up, we grew out, we grew parallel lines. We don't meet anymore despite the signs. I look at you and see the man I swore I'd never leave, but I'm not the woman you believe. It's a clean kind of breakage, no angry words to fight, no slamming of doors in the middle of the night. Just a mutual understanding, a heavy quiet nod that we both prayed to a different kind of God. An adult's heartbreak, the kind you can't blame, when everything's different but nothing's the same. The person who wanted that is already gone. No villain in the story, no easy alibi, just two good people standing here saying goodbye. We're the wrong version of right, a perfectly sad design. The wrong version of right. Go on and live your life, I'll go live mine. We're both good, we're both good, just not good together anymore. The elevator glass reflects a man I barely know, in a custom suit that cost as much as our first month in Soho. The HR director shook my hand, said you're exactly what we need. I walked out to the parking lot, my heart at half speed. I reached for my pocket, felt the cold weight of the glass, thumb hovering over a name I'm supposed to let pass. I wanted to tell you the ceiling finally broke, but the words are just embers, and I'm inhaling the smoke. I'm standing on the summit, the view is wide and clear, but the only thing I'm looking for is nowhere near. I've got the keys, the title, the name upon the door, but everything I worked for feels like a chore. It's the hollow ring of success when the silence is the only gas at the party. I'm popping the cork on a vintage year, but it tastes like salt and it tastes like fear. I won the war, I claim the throne, but I'm just a king sitting here alone. What's the point of the climb or the view from the top? If yours is the one call, I'm forced to drop. Remember that winter we split $1.50 slice? You told me one day I'd be the one giving the advice. You're the architect of the man they're celebrating today, but you left the building before the concrete turned to gray. Now I'm staring at a screen of people saying well done, while I'm mourning the eclipse of my only son. I bought the car we use to point out on the street. Now it's just leather and chrome and an empty passenger seat. I almost tried the digits, I almost hit the green. I wanted to hear you laugh at how far we've been, but then I remembered the why and the how, and the fact that we don't speak the same language now. I'm a stranger to your life, you're a ghost in my winds. This is where the celebration ends and the haunting begins. It's the hollow ring of success when the silence is the only guest at the party. I'm popping the cork on a vintage year, but it tastes like salt and it tastes like fear. I won the war, I claim the throne, but I'm just a king sitting here alone. What's the point of the climb or the view from the top? If yours is the one call, I'm forced to drop. The lights are turning off in the lobby downstairs. I'm successful on paper, but nobody cares. I've got everything I wanted, exactly like we planned, except the one thing I need is the touch of your hand. Just a hollow ring. Yeah, it's just a hollow ring. It's 2:14 and the blue lights burn in my eyes. I'm rewriting the truth to cover up the lies. The cursor is blinking like a warning on the dash. 1,000 words of gasoline just waiting for the flash. I typed out I miss you, then I deleted the miss. Then I wrote about the morning of our very last kiss. I told you I'm different, I told you I'm scared. I poured out the secrets that I never even shared. My thumb is hovering over the sand on the right, but I know if I click it, you won't sleep tonight. You finally look happy in that photo from the coast, and I won't be the one to bring back the ghost. So I'm keeping my love in the dress folder, watching the season and my heart getting older. I've got 300 versions of please come back home, locked in a gallery of digital chrome. It's the heaviest weight that I'll ever hold, the greatest story that'll never be told. Because loving you means staying out of your light. So I'll just save this draft and tell you good night. There's a paragraph there about the smell of the rain, and how every street corner is a trigger for pain. I even typed out that I'm sorry for the mess, for the I love yous I used as a weapon, I guess. I almost sent the one about the dream I had Tuesday, where we were 65 and living life the smooth way. But your scene receipt is a ghost I can't face, so I'll backspace it all and leave not a trace. It's a digital graveyard, a sanctuary of if I'm standing on the edge of a data bit cliff. One tap of the finger and you'd know it all, but I'd rather be the one to take the whole fall. Your peace is a kingdom I'm sworn to protect, even if silence is all I collect. So I'm keeping my love in the draft folder, watching the season and my heart getting older. I've got 300 versions of please come back home, locked in a gallery of digital chrome. It's the heaviest weight that I'll ever hold, the greatest story that'll never be told. Because loving you means staying out of your light. So I'll just save this draft and tell you good night. Select all, delete, no, save. Maybe I'll send it when the world ends. Maybe I'll send it when I don't care anymore. But for now, it's just a draft. Just a draft. Staying out of your night. We used to talk in novels, paragraphs of light, texting good morning and sleep tight through the night. Our history was scrolling, an endless flagging thread. Now it's silence interrupted by a notification. Instead the triple dot bubble used to mean a novel's worth. Now it flashes once and dies out like it's cursed. I watched the last haha you sent me fade into the past, a digital epitaph designed to never last. From how's your day my love to hope you're doing fine. The space between the messages has drawn the line. I see your profile picture, it's still the one we took, but I'm just a stranger who used to own the book. Oh, it's the slow fade of the check-in, a wonderful connection where the code is seeping in from daily deep to happy B-Day text. Watching my soulmate become my starts to prevail.
Turned off. The inside jokes we had now feel like a scoff. I clean my follow list. Your name is at the end. Hard to believe you were my world. Now you're just a friend. I search your name sometimes just to see what you post. You're living your life while I'm the one who's comatose. The algorithm knows we're done. It stops showing your face. Just a data point of loss in this empty space. I'd rather have the fight, the scream, the final door slammed shut, than the slow, gentle atrophy, the subtle, quiet cut. At least the fire is ashes, a flood leaves a mark. This is just a pixel dying slowly in the dark. Story starts to prevail. The trail is getting thin, and I don't know where you are now or where I've been. I used to know. I used to know. I've been a gardener in a desert, waiting for the rain. I've been a doctor to a shadow, trying to pulse the pain. I saw the version of you that lived inside my head, the man who'd finally wake up the words you'd finally shed. I stayed because I saw the could be in the might. I stayed through every apology that never made it right. But potential is a mortgage on a house that's made of sand, and I'm tired of holding a future that won't hold my hand. You're a beautiful disaster, but you're comfortable in the wreck, and I've spent 3 years with your anchor around my neck. I love the soul inside you, but I can't outrun your ghost. I'm sinking in the water,
while you're haunting all the coasters. So I'm choosing peace over potential today. I'm letting go of the words you were never gonna say. I'm walking out the door with my heart in a cast, choosing a quiet future over a screaming past. It feels like losing a limb, it feels like dying slow, but I'd rather be empty than have nowhere to grow. Yeah, I'm choosing me, even if it kills me to go. You asked me for more time, but time is all we've spent, and you're still the same architecture, just a little more bent. I can't heal the parts of you that you refuse to touch. I've given you the world, and apparently it was too much. Maturity's eerie room when you first walk inside, realizing that fixing you was just a place for me to hide. I can't want your healing more than you want it yourself. I'm taking my heart off your dusty, broken shelf. Maybe in another life you did the work and stayed. Maybe in another life the debt of ghosts was paid. But in this life the sunlight is finally breaking through, and I realize the only thing blocking the view was you. I'm not a villain for leaving, I'm a survivor for being done. So I'm choosing peace over potential today. I'm letting go of the words you were never gonna say. I'm walking out the door with my heart in a cast, choosing a quiet future over a screaming past. It feels like losing a limb, it feels like dying slow, but I'd rather be empty than have nowhere to grow. Yeah, I'm choosing me, even if it kills me to go. The air is different out here. It's cold, but it's clear. I'm still bleeding, but I'm breathing. I'm still bleeding, but I'm finally breathing. Goodbye to the person you could have been. I'm coming home to the person I am.
fridge is humming a low, steady drone. In a house full of shadows, I've never felt so alone. You're reaching for a glass, I'm staring at the wall, measuring the distance in the hallway's long crawl. The clock on the stove is a second too fast, counting down the minutes that we're trying to make last. We move like ghosts through a familiar floor, careful not to rattle the ghost of the door. There's a weight in the air, static in the light. It's the static of everything we're losing tonight. Just two sets of lungs in a rhythmic decay, exhaling the things that we're too tired to say. And it's the quietest room in the house, where the silence is louder than a shout. We're folding the grief into the pleats of our clothes. The expiration date is a scent no one knows. The air is heavy, the pressure is profound. We're screaming in the kitchen without making a sound. The kettle is whistling, but you don't hear the steam. We're living the ending of a very long dream. I pass you the salt, our fingers don't touch. How did too little become way too much? We're breathing in sync, but we're miles apart. The white noise is masking the thud of a heart that stopped beating for us about a year ago. But we're still here waiting for the first fall of snow. It's a silent departure, slow motion flight. No suitcases packed, just a dimming of light. We're exiting rooms while we're standing right there. Just shadows and echoes and thin, wasted air. kitchen is screaming. But the house is so still, just the hum of the wires and the lack of the wind. I sit where the lights don't reach my face. Second row, quiet place. I know you laugh before it lands. I clap with everyone else's hands. You look at them like I once dreamed. That look I never got to keep. I study how your fingers fold around a love I'll never hold. I don't hate them, I don't blame you. I just wish my heart knew how to. I'm loving you from the back row, watching the front seats fill. You're falling for someone else now, and I'm learning how to sit still. No scene, no words, no letting go, just tears I swallow slow. I'm loving you from the back row, where I don't get to be known. I memorize the way you glow when they say things I used to know. I laugh a beat behind the room, like my heart already knew. You're leaning close, I look away, give you space, pretend I'm okay. I tell myself this is what love is for, to want your joy even more. I practice smiles I'll never need, and hide behind what I can't be. I'm loving you from the back row, when no one sees me break. You're building something beautiful, and I don't wanna get in the way. No jealousy I'll ever show, just nights that move too slow. I'm loving you from the back row, with a heart I can't control. Maybe one day I'll find a seat where loving doesn't hurt this deep. But tonight I'll stay where I belong, clapping when the show goes on. I'm loving you from the back row, and I don't need you to know. Some loves live quietly in the dark and still leave marks. If loving you means letting go, then I'll take the long road home. I'm loving you from the back row, and wishing you the best show. The lights go down, and I am still here, applauding. I saw the doubt behind your eyes, heard the silence between your lines. You packed your words, you packed your days. I felt you leaving anyway. I could have reached, I could have tried, said the things I kept inside, but love that begs don't feel sane. So I swallowed every name. I won't chase what doesn't choose me, even if it's breaking me. I never asked you to stay, I never stood in your way. If loving me felt like a weight, I'd let you walk away. I cried alone, I kept my face, didn't show you how I break. I never asked you to stay, but it hurt me anyway. I folded nights into my chest, learned how to live with what's left. I watched you turn into a ghost in a house I love the most. I could have begged, I could have fallen, lost my pride, ignored the warning, but I'd rather lose you clean than lose myself in between. I loved you with my quiet best, not with desperation dressed. I never asked you to stay, I never made you explain. If choosing me meant feeling trapped, I won't hold you that way. I smiled through the ache, let you leave without a scene. I never asked you to stay, but you took a part of me. Maybe strength looks cold from far away, but it's the only way I knew to stay whole. I never asked you to stay, and I don't regret my restraint. Some love lives in dignity, not on knees, not in pain. If walking away was your truth, then I'd honor it too. I never asked you to stay, I just learned how to lose you. I never asked you to stay, I asked myself to survive. I saw the doubt behind your eyes, heard the silence between your lines. You packed your words, you packed your days. I felt you leaving anyway. I could have reached, I could have tried, said the things I kept inside, but love that begs don't feel the same. So I swallowed every name. I won't chase what doesn't choose me, even if it's breaking me. I never asked you to stay, I never stood in your way. If loving me felt like a weight, I let you walk away. I cried alone, I kept my face, didn't show you how I break. I never asked you to stay, but it hurt me anyway. I folded nights into my chest, learned how to live with what's left. I watched you turn into a ghost in a house I love the most. I could have begged, I could have fallen, lost my pride, ignored the warning. I learned your days without asking
but I never crossed that fragile line. Some truths feel kinda left unheard, so I loved you only in verbs. I could have spoken, changed the air, but love doesn't always belong there. I loved you quietly on purpose, so your world could stay the same. I buried words that wanted daylight, so you wouldn't carry my weight. I chose silence over chances, chose control over relief. I loved you quietly on purpose and let the noise be me. I watched your life move into place, new routines, a steadier pace. I cheered from somewhere you'd never see, where loving you asked nothing of me. Every almost stayed inside, every truth learned how to hide, because love that cost your peace isn't love I wanna keep. I held my heart like something sharp, careful not to leave a mark. I loved you quietly on purpose, without confession, without claim. I protected what you were building, even when it broke me the same. I chose restraint over answers, chose respect over release. I loved you quietly on purpose and pay the price in me. Maybe one day you'll never know, and that's the point. I suppose some love is measured by what you don't say, by the storms you choose not to make. I loved you quietly on purpose, not because I felt less, but because loving you loudly would have been selfishness. I didn't need to be remembered or written into your life. I loved you quietly on purpose, and love was my kind of right. No confession, just a love that knew when to be still.